Another musical biopic has just made its way just in time for Black History Month. Bob Marley's One Love. It's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by CritiX.com, a place where we talk about movies, television, pop culture, and if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe key and that notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that I talk about here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have had the opportunity to check out the latest musical biopic about a legend. That's right, Bob Marley, One Love. It is in theaters now. Directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green. And if that name sounds familiar, you might remember him as the director of that Will Smith film about Serena and Venus Williams' dad, King Richard. That's right, he was a director of that. He also did this great series with John Bernthal called We Own the City, which was pretty cool. I liked it. And now he's bringing us this, but it's executive produced by Brad Pitt. I don't know if any of you knew that, but his name does pop up as the film is starting and ending as executive producer. So that's pretty interesting alone. It stars Kingsley Benadir, a name that some of you may or may not recognize. The man is able to transform, so you probably wouldn't even recognize his face when you see him in this role because he was also in Marvel's Secret Invasion, and he was also one of the Kens in Barbie. If you were looking in the background, he's the Black Ken in that film. Lashana Lynch is in this as well, who a lot of us will also remember from Marvel. She plays Maria Rambeau, Monica's mother, in that. So let's talk about One Love. And before I tell you what I thought about this film, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you're going to get in this film, okay? So this film is about Bob Marley. It primarily takes place from a certain point in his life, okay? So I want to just put that out there right away that you're not going to get like an overall bio story from boy to man, from child, from birth to when he was deceased. You will get from primarily from 1976 until about 1978 ish, when he does the big peace concert that the world knew about at that time. Um, Let me tell you what I thought, because I have some really strong feelings about this film, positive, more positive than negative. Um, I learned a lot watching this movie about the man, which which is good, but then there are some things about the man that I didn't learn that I wish I had learned. But let's talk about the positive stuff. The positive stuff in this film that you're gonna get, primarily the performance from Kingsley. Man, I gotta tell you, like, I can't tell you what an authentic accent from Jamaica is supposed to sound like because I'm not from there, and I have friends that are from there, but I couldn't tell you if he was nailing it or not. But to me, that man, his transformation, and we know he doesn't look much like Bob Marley. He resembles him a little bit, but not like he doesn't look like Bob Marley, but his performance and what he brings to this character, the richness in his voice and the way he speaks and talks like him, and just the overall embodiment of like how he's able to just it's brilliant. It's brilliant, and he is like the best. He carries this movie. Like when he's on screen and he's talking and he is Bob Marley, you you lean in. You want to know more. You want to take in everything that he's saying, and it makes me it makes me kind of envious of the fact that I wasn't alive or I wasn't around when Bob was who he was, and you know, making me wish that I was in the room during some of these sessions. His passion for the music, the way he spoke about it, the way he lived and walked and breathed it. Oh man, those are the best, absolute best moments of this movie. Just seeing them talk about the process of certain songs. And the cool thing about this film is that it doesn't lean in on the popular hits. It doesn't lean in on the songs that everybody knows that we could sing along to. You get a little bit of that stuff, but primarily like the moments when they're in the studio, or the moments where he's performing on a stage or something like that. They're not hitting you with, oh, the typical let's sing along. Like, they don't use that to lean in on the storytelling of Bob in the Whalers was the name of his band. They don't lean in on that, and I love that because you it gets the message across, because a lot of the lyrics and the songs that they do play are key to the storytelling in that point in time, and what they're showing you and what they're presenting you. So I really, really appreciated that. Yeah, I mean, as far as acting wise, I'm not taking anything from anybody else, but Kingsley absolutely carries the hell out of this movie with his performance and portrayal as the legendary Bob Marley. The hats off to him for that. Um, some of the things that I don't like about this film is the type of storytelling. When I said that they don't really give you a little bit of backstory, there is primarily some backstory in it, but the way that it is presented is interweaved in with the present time in which things are going on in Bob's life. So you don't. It's a little jarring at times, because it's like, okay, we see him going through things, and there's a lot of traumatic moments in this that kind of get him to fled from Jamaica, and we see that whole process of the Exodus album, which spawned a lot of hits that a lot of people would know. But then they interweave these backstories of his youth, and you don't really learn much about his upbringing. I kind of wanted to know more about how he became the man he became, his thought process, because he was so optimistic. Even through all the things that he went through, this guy was godly, man. He walked amongst people as though, he just had a presence. And Kingsley oozes that on the screen. Like, I was just, he made me wish I knew Bob Marley in real life, because the man's energy was just unlike anything. I mean, I like to walk with positivity. I consider myself a positive person, but the love for people that he had is all over this. Like, and that's like the best thing about this film. You will probably feel a little cheated, because I feel like there was just so much more about the man that you wish you knew or got to know. Like, maybe early years in life, like, how did he become so optimistic and so loving of the people, and how it just infused into the way he did songwriting and created music. And he was just, I don't know, I mean, this guy, that was his superpower, man. Be able to, touch instruments, put his vocals through a microphone, and just make the world just fall in love with the sound. And you see how he embodied the movement, the feeling. That was like his big thing. It's about feeling the music. And I believed it, man. Every word spoken in this film by Kingsley as Bob Marley, I was like just nodding in agreement, like, yes, yes. And it just shows how special of a man he was. That's what this film brings. That's what it did for me. That's my experience. I mean, I'm hoping that you all feel the same way that I felt, but it's a little short for me. And like I said, the negatives are the fact that you don't really get to see how he became that. You just primarily get a section of his life, a tragic section of his life, I should say, because we all know that it all ends in a tragic event, and the ending is a little underwhelming. I will give you that. The ending is very underwhelming. Yeah, there's really not much bad I can say about this movie, and there is no more good that I could say about this movie, except that if you are a Bob Marley fan, and or you're just curious to know about a little piece of the puzzle, then I would recommend this for you, because, like I said, it's not going to be an in-depth 2.5, 3 hour extravagant film. It's merely about like an hour and 40 something minutes of a piece, a important pivotal piece of his life. And so, yeah, let me know if you guys are excited to see Bob Marley One Love starring Kingsley Benadir. That is his name. Remember that, because this man, his transformation process is unbelievable in this and everything that he's done so far. Let me know. Are you excited? Have you seen it already? What did you think? Let me know. Like, comment, share. Make sure you subscribe. And for more movie news, television news, and pop culture, check out wearecritics.com. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.